second, y'all. Give me one second. I'm about to kind of move or whatever, cause you got these street parking people that be coming through, and when they come through or whatever tomorrow, I don't want that ticket. I don't want that young hot ticket that'll come. When they tell you, don't know how it is. If you stay in a place or a city, a state where they just trying to repark. But y'all know what it is, right? I want to talk to y'all real quick. I'm gonna chop it up with y'all, ladies and gentlemen. I want to talk about Hannah Starkey. I do. I want to talk about her. Can she improve? We keep saying it every year. We keep wondering, can Hannah Starkey improve? So I want to talk with y'all for a little bit. We want to talk about the impact and the effect that Chit-Chat Wright and Addison Deal could potentially have on Hannah Starkey to bring her best out. And is Hannah Starkey WNBA, bound? Could she be WNBA bound? Is she WNBA worthy? We want to discuss that as well because, not everybody is. We like to think sometimes the teams we root for that everybody could make it to the W, but that's not the case. Obviously you want to make it and you want to stay there, but we root for these players. We embrace these players. We love them so much. We be like, we think they all gonna go. I remember when I thought Gabby Marshall would go. I remember when I felt Kate Martin was gonna go. I was right about Kate Martin. I was wrong about Gabby Marshall. So we're gonna discuss it. Can Hannah Starkey make that leap? Does she want to make that leap? So that's what this pretty much is. It's a Hawkeyes oriented stream. We could talk about other things, but that's what we're gonna start at. That's what we're gonna talk about. So, look, first things first. Hannah Starkey, can she really improve? And so when we say improve, a lot of us we say, can a player improve? Can they up their game? Can they shoot better free throws? Can they get an outside shot? Can they become a more tenacious rebounder? Things like that. Can a player, become a better shot blocker? We talk about these things like, can a player actually improve their game? And so what's going on, y'all? Salute Daniel Berry, salute Stetson. But can we sit there and we like, okay, can a player truly improve? But what is improving for a player, when they go into year 4? And we've seen minimal improvement thus far. Should we really believe in that player that they can make strides and they can make steps? And then here's the thing, Hannah Starkey, she's not a true 5. So we have to put that out there. That experiment didn't succeed. And waiting in the wings, and we've seen it now, Ava Heighton looks like a natural 5. Looks like she prepared to step into that 5 spot and should officially start the year at the 5. And so this means that Hannah Starkey more than likely is going to play the 4. She's not coming off the bench. She's going to have to do 4 things as well as continue to be aggressive in her mindset and approach as she would normally be. But she's going to have to clean up things. She's going to have to clean up footwork, things like that, angles, going up against taller players, knowing how to get a shot off. Things like that, knocking down free throws. My favorite teams, Hawkeyes, college Hawkeyes, Bruins. So Hawkeyes, UCLA, Oklahoma, WNBA, Aces, Fever, unofficial Lynx fan, NBA, Timberwolves. But look, let's go ahead and get back to it. We're talking about Hannah Starkey. So Hannah Starkey is going to have to, she's going to have to be able to stretch the floor. Because sometimes when I look at it, and I hate to say this, and maybe it's going to change when we talk about, players like a Chit-Chat Wright and Addison Deal, but at times I thought Hannah was probably unplayable. So that's going to have to improve. She's going to have to add at least a 12 to 15 jump shot. She's going to have to stay out of foul trouble. She's going to have to. I'm actually right about what? Well, let me know. She's going to have to stay out of foul trouble. Foul trouble is a problem. Getting the inbounds ball and then dribbling the ball, Hannah should never be bringing the ball up the court. Never. There's times in the pinch where she thinks she can dribble the ball. Unless she works on her ball handling skills, unless she improves that area, I don't even need to see her trying to bring the ball across the half court line. Like, what is she doing? And then putting the ball down below her waist. These things are things I be screaming at her to change and to alter. Like, this is year 4. What's going on, y'all? What's up? What's up, PH? What's up, Drew? Look, these are things I be yelling at Hannah Starkey about over and over again. So I need to see mass improvement. Like, it's your make or break year. And I think if she improves, her chances of making the W go up. The transition game is going to be a lot better because you got Deal who can run, she can sprint, she gonna get down the court similar to Caitlin. We know Hannah loves to sprint, so we're gonna see that part of her game be activated again. But it's not about Hannah Stokey just making bunnies anymore. It's not. It's about Hannah Stokey expanding her game, and I mean it's now or never. Because if she doesn't, if she's the same kind of player that she was before, she won't make the she's not gonna, because you're not gonna make the WNBA basically as just a serviceable player. Yes, she could have untapped talent, but my thing is she can't stretch the floor. She won't even attempt to take a jump shot. So if you look at like a Kiki area fan, she shoots jump shots willingly. You're not seeing this part of Hannah Stokey's game. Can she do it? Yes. I've heard that she can shoot. Yes. But she won't take the three. Super hesitant. When she has taken the three, the shots look really bad. She's gonna have to stretch the floor. It's you can't have Hayden and Stokey down there in the paint together, clashing. I mean, every once in a while, yes, but you cannot have that going on a constant and consistent basis. You can't see that, So Hannah, if she want to play, going to have to stay out of foul trouble, going to have to contribute. I do think she's going to get a lot more transition baskets. I think that Chit-Chat, Wright, and Addison Deal are going to see to this. This is going to make for something that we didn't see a lot of this season, which is Hannah getting the easy point baskets. That's an important part of her game. But when she goes up against a taller player without a jump shot, Hannah is pretty much rendered useless. So I want to see her succeed. I wouldn't be talking about it, wouldn't be having this conversation if I didn't want to see her succeed. I want to see Hannah succeed, and I want to see her play at her best. This is a player that what she scored 46 at one point. She could have been so dominant all the time, much more consistency, much more consistently. But she's gonna have to add to her game. I can't sugarcoat it. I can't lie to you guys. I can't tell you that, on this path that she's on, she's a WNBA player. Because right now, if she was a senior and her career ended this season, no, she wouldn't have been in the WNBA. So this year is important. And guess what? I'm gonna have another player coming up who better have a great season this season, or else, they might get still drafted, but they might not get drafted in the first round. So I'm not gonna sit here and tell you Hannah wouldn't get drafted, but being drafted in the first round, probably not second round, probably not third round, maybe if she could take a seat. She the type, she got the skill set. She can score. She got a soft looking jump shot. She got a good form on her free throws. She just got to make them. She just got to be a more aggressive rebounder too. But what are you going to do? See, Ava Hayden got a jump shot, whether you know it or not. She can step out, shoot, a 16-footer, 15-footer. She don't do it a lot, but she's capable of doing so, and I think she'll get it in the expanded role, be able to shoot. But when I look at Hannah Stokey, every year, girl, get your free throws up. Stop putting the ball down. What do you do with a player when you have to constantly repeat these things? Crash the glass unrelentlessly. Develop a shot. You're not going to be able to, play like that if you don't have a shot. If you don't have a good mid-range shot, you're going to have to be a specialist. You're going to have to be, what do you call it? Energy specialist, hard hat and lunch pail player. You're going to have to be willing to do whatever it takes to succeed, in terms of rebound and hustle player. That's it. You got to be a great hustle player. So when I look at the game and the skill set of a Hannah, there's a lot of potential here. I think that she's going to get a chance. I think that we're going to have a lot of depth, a lot of quality depth. And I think that when you really break it down, she should be one of your dependable players. If she's not a dependable player, then something's wrong. Something's wrong. So moving from there, can Chit Chat right and can Chit Chat right and Addison deal? Will they be able to help Hannah Stalky, especially in terms of the transition game? Like Caitlin Clark was amazing for for Hannah Stalky in terms of just getting out in the open, getting down the court, getting easy basket after easy basket. Hannah loves to sprint, man. She was like a track star. So this is what she do. This is what she does. This is one of her specialties. This is something that she can explore and exploit against other teams. So easy buckets are gonna be there. Hannah should be able to get those if she can add a jump shot, if she can get the free throws up, even more so than they were. Yeah, we're talking about a player that can average about maybe 16, 17 points a game, 18 points a game, potentially. She'll have them easy buckets, so that's going to be great. Addison Deal, definitely is a player that loves to play in transition. Same thing with Chit Chat, right? You're talking about a team full of players that can run, and it's just not them. Taylor Strimlow like to get out in transition, super underrated with passing the ball. So when you look at Strimlow, there's another addition for you. Hannah run. How you can run. They both should be running. They both should be out there sprinting. LA under fire right now. But what are you talking about? But salute to you for stopping through though. But yeah, when I look at it, Deal and Chit Chat are gonna help Hannah a lot. Again, this is senior season. It's a make or break season. You look at her. I say she's a fringe. Uh, what it? She's a fringe on the copes of potentially being a WNBA prospect. She's just gonna have to improve, guys. I think it takes a hell of a lot to make this league. And just being a good rebounder, just being a player, that's got good hustle, quick in transition, 6'2", but that's kind of small, especially for a five. I don't say that that's going to be enough, folks, to be able to get her into the league. She's not that dominant in scoring, especially when a bigger defender um, is on her. So for me personally, this is a player that this senior season is just gonna mean absolutely everything to her. Because we talking about could she potentially play in the WNBA 50-50. Let's say 1 out of 10, 5 or 6. Would she even want to play in the W? Is that even her dream or her goal and her ambition? Maybe she get to the W. Maybe she can reunite with a Caitlin Clark for the Indiana Fever. They don't seem to be doing nothing with Michaela Timpson. So could she possibly go there? Would she even play if she went there? We talked about Lucy Olsen. People were saying Lucy Olsen should go to the Fever. I wasn't one of those people. I knew if she went to the Fever, she probably wouldn't play. Now she ain't playing much for the Mystics, but again, if she was to come out, if she was to and put her name in the WNBA draft, could she make a team? I know a lot of Iowa fans would love to see her with Caitlin. Would they love to see her with Kate Martin again? The Golden State Valkyries. I think there's a lot of potential here. I think she got a WNBA sized body, but it's so important that I must stress this to you again. If she want to play WNBA basketball, add a damn jump shot. Add a jump shot. Nobody's saying you got to be Chris Mullin. Ain't nobody saying that you got to be Klay Thompson. Nobody's saying you got to be Buddy Hield. Nobody's saying you got to be Bernard Jelani Hamilton. Nobody's saying you need to be Sabrina Ionescu. Nobody's saying that. But what you need to do is have a serviceable shot. So the defense won't be like, man, what the hell? Hannah Stokey finna shoot. I'm not finna stick her. The hell? What? Why would I? Yeah, I'm not going out there. Hey, shoot. Just you don't want that. When it's the 3-point line, the team's back up. Come on, all season last year, the team's been backing up. And the Stokey get the ball, she gonna shoot. They just like forget her. So they know if she not in the paint, they know she ain't gonna do nothing. And so I could see this too. I could see people that might say, well, damn it, we got Taylor McCabe, we got what's her name? What is her name? I can't think of it. We got Taylor McCabe, Kylie Fearback. That's what I was thinking of. You got Kylie Fearback, Taylor McCabe. They both can shoot. Addison Deal. She can stretch the floor. She can shoot three. Chit-Chat right. Emily Rodriguez, she gonna have to improve. That's the other transfer outside of Chit-Chat. These players can shoot the three. They're capable. But why should Hannah Stokey just be like, not getting involved herself? The more players that can shoot the long ball, the better it is. That's just the way the game goes. And I think that Hayden is going to be able to stretch the floor. I'm not saying she's going to be out there shooting threes. I'm not going to tell you that. But here's the problem. If Hayden have a better season than Hannah, it's telltale. That's a problem. I wouldn't even want to really go there. But and then I'm thinking about it. If Hayden, let's say Hayden averaged like, let's say she averaged like 14. Let's say she averaged like 13, 14, 15, right? Let's say Hannah only averaged like 12 again. And I'm not saying that your stats alone won't get you to the W, but you gotta be looking promising. You gotta show some potential, some untapped potential. You gotta look like you could break out at any time. You need to be able to put things on display and show that you able to translate your game. And I don't know. I just I don't know. I think she could probably be a third rounder, y'all. I think Hannah Stokey with a great season, with a wonderful season, like if she could average 15, 16 points, if she can give you 8 or 9 rebounds, assist to two blocks, shoot good field goal percentage, stretch the floor just a little bit, take the jumper if it's there. She can probably go late first, early second. It's a dog fight. To get drafted in this league that's so super competitive. But I will tell you this: she will be counted on. Her leadership will be counted on, depended on. As a senior, a lot of players and teammates gonna look to her, and she ain't the most rowdiest person. In terms of her personality, she just goes out there and plays the game. She does get fired up when things go her way, but I think her quiet, effective leadership will help this team. It's crazy because I just remember when she was a freshman and helping us get to the national title game, and it's crazy. Time be flying. Like Stokey was just a freshman and a sophomore, and now she's finna go into her senior campaign. Like, where does the time be going, folks? I think it's crazy, but I think she could have a really, really good season. I think Addison gonna bring the best out of her. Chit-Chat gonna bring the best out of her. I just hope she get a jump shot. Because rebounding, shot blocking, these are things she can do. We know that she can. We know that she can get fouled. She can get to the free throw line. We know she got to stop bringing the ball down. She got to stop trying to bring the ball up the court. The hard-headed things, she got to cut them out. This is it. Like I say, this our final season to show us what she got. And I believe in her. Um, I trust in her, but I also know that she hasn't really expanded. That's the key word. She hasn't really expanded her game out to be greater than we kind of felt she would be. We kind of looking for more, and more hasn't seemed to come. And again, defenders slack off of her. They're not guarding Hannah Stokey. They're not going to play defense. So it's up to her to change that. Make a miss. Sometimes she might shoot a jumper. I know she shot a 3 or 2 last year at the beginning. And it didn't hit, and she just went away from it. It's going to take a couple of shots to see if you can get it going. When you look at a player like Asia Wilson struggling with the 3-pointer in the WNBA, I mean, maybe she should stop shooting it to a degree. Maybe you just got to go. Sometimes you just got to go with your bread and butter. But I would say if you're a player trying to get to that next level again, when you look at like, I'm not trying to compare, but when you look at a Kiki area fan, she has the wherewithal and the ability to make jump shots, and it's something that I just wish Hannah Stokey would do. I know it's tough because there's only 1 year left for her to work on it. But if she would have got it going in the sophomore and the junior campaign, it would have been awesome if she would have been able to add a jump shot to her game. And we just keep harping on it because it's like I'm not the only one that has ever said this. I am not the only one that says Hannah should get a jump shot. Is it her make or break thing? I wouldn't say so, but if you look at like a Monica Cesano from our past, she was great in transition. Say she was, she was. Cesano was great. Um, she got drafted, but then the Sparks subsequently cut her. So it's not always just about getting drafted. It's awesome to get drafted, but you got to make a team roster. And I think that Stokey could get drafted mid second, third round. But will she be able to make a team? Or people might see her like, oh, she just, she a specialist. She can get some transition buckets. She can't really create no shots. She can't knock down those shots. She's a good rebounder, but it's a lot of height in the W. What's gonna happen to her? What will happen? Will she probably get cut? It's a cutthroat game. I knew it was a cutthroat league, but when Deja Kelly got cut, I was sick to my stomach, y'all. And that could happen to anybody. So you got to give yourself the best chance. So I might turn this into a series. I might go around, look at the seniors all out there, because I got another one coming. Look at every senior and then pinpoint and talk about what they need to do. Hell, we might even do Florida, Big Flo, because uh, in order to make this league and stick in this league, there's certain areas of your game that you got to get better. You got to continue to improve. In your final year, you got to go all out and you got to show them, something. Now, if you look at Kiki again, Kiki is playing better than I thought. Kiki Area Fan, she's a revelation for the I won't say Wizards, for the Mystics. She is a revelation, and I couldn't have seen it coming. Sometimes you don't see it coming. But I'm pretty sure that when I look at Hannah Stokey, I don't feel like she could explode into this player that Kiki is. But I think if she puts the work in, if she works on her layups, she got to get better with layups too. If she puts that work in, you never know what you might see her be. But she got to have confidence to shoot. And I hope this is something she working with Coach Jan with. You got to have confidence. You gotta have confidence in shooting, girl. You gotta take the shots, and you gotta believe in yourself. And if you don't believe in yourself, then who's gonna believe in you? If you don't believe in yourself, who's gonna believe in you? So yeah, I mean, this is gonna be a little short video. But I just wanted to talk about this. Yeah, this could have been a video, but I just wanted to jump on live real quick, put something out, talk about these Hawkeyes. Hannah Stokey coming this season, senior campaign. What's she gonna do? What's it gonna be? Is she gonna have a breakout season campaign? Tons of talent around her. The most talent since we got to the championship game, if not more. Obviously Caitlin Clark is amazing, but I think just overall, and we'll talk about this too. I think overall we got a great team. I think we got a great team. What you doing here, Rhino? It's late, man. I'm talking about these Hawkeyes for the upcoming season. Hawkeye season is over, but Hawkeye's talk never ends. It never stops. It don't ever quit. The season is over. It's been over since what, April, but the content don't ever stop. There's always something to talk about when it comes to the Hawkeyes. Plenty of players, portal players, freshmen coming in, underutilized players from last season. And right now we talking about Hannah Stokey, who I pretty much covered here. Caitlin Clark's one of her favorite running mates. Obviously, Caitlin Clark has been gone 2 years. Hannah Stokey has a good chance this season to have a wonderful breakout campaign. And y'all might say, "Oh, what are you talking about? She averaged 12 points a game, 8 rebounds, couple of blocks last season, but she could be better. That's what we're here for. We're talking about how she needs a jump shot, how she needs to better manage angles around the rim when dealing with taller defenders, how she needs to stop putting the ball on the floor. That's what it is. We are definitely going to do our damnness for the Hawkeyes to call Hawkeyes games. And then you got the Fever, you got the Aces, you got any game really. If a game is on, try to call it. The Pacers, they got their brains beat out. That you see it right now. That the finals is 1-1. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to this season with the Hawkeyes. And real quick with the Fever, just got to hold serve until Caitlin come back. That's what it is. Salute to them beating the Sky 2 times straight. But yeah, the Hawkeyes. I told somebody the other day. I said they might win a Big Ten championship, and they say what? I said yeah, because we got depth. We got Addison Deal. Y'all won't hear about Addison Deal. You know, I'm the only channel on YouTube that has been putting Addison Deal up big time, telling y'all how great she gonna be. So jot that name down. Remember that name. I'm not sitting here telling y'all she finna be like the next coming to Caitlin Clark, but I think she gonna be the next big thing in Iowa. That's the best way I can put it to you. This Iowa team has the potential to go far, further than ever. Will they go further than my Bruins? Probably they won't, because the Bruins are tailor made and built to win the championship in spite of all the players leaving that left last season. So, uh, yeah, man. I mean, that's pretty much what it is. That's pretty much the video. What are we gonna go from here? What are we gonna talk about from here? Hey, we got tons and stuff to talk about. This WNBA season, fever, links, the aces that are turning into a train wreck. Um, Originally, I was going to talk about how the Liberty and the Lynx are the only undefeated teams in the W, but that's something that I could probably put off for a little bit. But if I could just do a video at least once daily or nightly or stream, realistically, at least sometimes, then, hey, we'll be doing good here. And we already doing good. It's already overachieving because my goal was to only get 100 subs, and hell, I'm way over 1K, and that's awesome. But just show me what I could do if I could be more consistent and just keep going. Just keep grinding, keep going. Uh, Life is what it is. It is what you make it, and just finding that balance. Because sometimes, to be honest with y'all, I don't want to always don't be in a mood to do it. I just don't. But I know I love it, and I picked the subject that I love because some people pick subjects or they talk about things or they do content that they watch or they report on or they do food reviews and movie reviews. You gotta make sure you love it. You need to love it even when you don't want to do it, you want to do it. And that's how you know you're talking about the right thing. And yeah, you can have another channel so you can talk about other stuff, but you got to be able to keep that main channel rocking and rolling. So yeah, that's what it is. I'm interested in seeing how good I could get with play by play. Sometimes the few times I've done it, I've been a little rusty because I'm just not used to it, and I gotta kind of work my way into it. But I'm interested in seeing if I could be, a goat with play by plays. But I want to stick to teams I know. But I feel like I could call anybody. I feel like I could do I could talk, I could do the Connecticut Sun and the Atlanta Dream game. It's not hard. Got to talk about what you want to talk about. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Um, yeah, that's definitely dope. But this was another unpredicted live, the one I wasn't sure I was gonna do, but I did this one. Gonna call this one a wrap. I do appreciate you coming out, Rhino, and whoever came out, and whoever else was in here. Let me see, Rhino was in here, so salute to Rhino for coming through. Daniel Berry came through here. Um, Shout out to Ken, Daniel Berry, Rhino, Hammy, and and also everybody loves Juju came through. She got a great channel. Salute to her. Awesome channel. She's a USC Trojans fan. Salute to Dennis. And I think that's it. I'm just glad I moved this car so I don't get no damn ticket in the morning. So, because, yeah, you definitely got to move your car because when you see street cleaning signs, unless you want that young ticket, you got to move your vehicle. And I ain't got $100 to be paying no damn city because I stayed on the side of the street. I shouldn't have. I'm still terrible at play by play. Just got to do it anyways. No, you good. I mean, he great with the football. Awesome with it. Uh, Good with the basketball. That's a good change up for you. Um, if it's anything, I was kind of disturbed with, is the fact that my Cowboys channel, which I have my Notre Dame Fighting Irish and Dallas Cowboys channel, but damn it, I couldn't get into it because for whatever reason, I did not know the password or whatever. and the account wasn't letting me in. And I know it's ways around it. Of course, I'm not. I am technology savvy, but I pretty much gave up on it. I had 3 channels at one point, and I just was like, damn, I just can't get. I mean, I was liking that because I was putting shorts and stuff, YouTube shorts on my Cowboys and Notre Dame Fighting Irish channel, and it's like, yeah, I could start it again, but damn, I don't want to have to start it again. You know, so maybe I might look into seeing if I can get my, Notre Dame and Dallas Cowboys channel up out of the doldrums before the NFL season start, because you know, I don't want to flood what is a women's basketball channel with too much other stuff. Like, okay, I'll slip a food review in here. Um, I might talk about something else, but I don't really want to put like Cowboys, on here. But I tell you what though, hey, the numbers when I talk about my Timberwolves and the NBA don't be too bad. It don't be too bad. When I was talking about the Dallas Stars, some people watch. Couple people, they tune in. Obviously, it's not like W, but hey, it's awesome, man. Just enjoy it. That's all I say. So yeah, everybody have a good night. I do appreciate y'all for coming out and rocking with the ORC. Just keep on chipping away at what you're doing, Rhino. I mean, hey, this is just something we doing for fun, right? Nobody really making a living here. At least not the little people, not the little men, the little women. But it's awesome to talk about something that we love, and being able to watch it and come report on it, and to be able to talk about things in the off season is awesome. But yeah, that's pretty much what it is. I'm looking forward to Caitlin Clark returning. We gonna ramp it up. We gonna we just got to tap into that. The FIBA, Caitlin Clark got so much attention. But one thing I won't do is I won't be that kind of person that talks about it and just, you know, have Caitlin on this pedestal. If she played bad, we gotta say she played bad. You know, if she make a mistake, we gotta say she made a mistake. Because so many people glossing over everything, and their stands and they don't see anything wrong. And there's no perfect player. Nobody's perfect. Like I said yesterday, Michael Jordan wasn't the best 3-point shooter, but he got the job done. But everything else he was great at. He was a good rebounder. He was an underrated passer, but he wasn't great at everything. He was a great defender. But like I say, he wasn't the best 3-point shooter, but he got it done. So if he had a bad shooting game, a bad 3-point, he human. We look at these players sometimes like they're not humans. They're humans. And I'm gonna leave y'all on that. I'm out.